Hi, my name is Jake. Now let's talk music. Alright, so uh it is November 22nd, Friday night. It's like 10:30 and I earlier today I did my album reaction, like my review for the new Kendrick album, but there's something that I realized after making that, and we're not done. All right, I just think that Kendrick has more that he's going to have come out, and it sounds crazy, but listen to me. All right, so when you think of the "Not Like Us" video, what's the first thing you think of? You think of that snippet that was at the very beginning, and that ended up on this album. Okay, so my question is, you have the album teaser trailer and you hear the snippet. You think, oh, it's going to be on the album. Go through the whole album, but we don't hear anything that sounds like that snippet. I mean, it was confusing. It was like, what? Why isn't? I sat there and I thought about this. I was like, what? Why isn't there any song that sounds like this snippet? It's just this sounds like all by itself, like nothing to do with this album. And I'm like thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it, and then it hits me. What if this is just the start? I mean, it's a very simple concept with this album. It's like where he's parading around, like celebrating the West Coast, and yeah, that's cool. But when you think of albums by Kendrick, that he doesn't do that. This feels like more of a overly dedicated, like a mixtape. I mean, this it might not be a mixtape, but it has more of a feel of a mixtape than an album. It's only 12 tracks, and it doesn't do anything conceptual wise. It's really a West Coast album, like, yeah, this has been our year, this has been a crazy year for us. And one thing you gotta think about, okay, not only is there the whole thing with the snippet, but what happens when you get the heart, like all these the heart songs, from the heart part 2 to the heart part 6? I mean, let's think about this. Ever since he started doing the heart series, from the heart part 2 to the heart part 5, after he releases that song, guess what comes after? Brand new album. Alright? So it's like, this feels more like, alright, I'm gonna put out this music as a, like, precursor to the main event. Like, that's also why when I look at the feature list, other than SZA and like Mustard, like there's no big names attached. There's like small names from the West Coast. Like, this is celebrating the West Coast. Like everything within, we are celebrating the West Coast. But when you think of a Kendrick album, you still have those big names. Like on shoot, uh, Miss Morale and the Big Steppers. You have Ghostface Killer. You have Baby Keem. Um, I'm trying to think of Kodak Black, like all throughout. Go back to Damn. You have Rihanna, like even like going back to Good Kid, Mad City. You have Dr. Dre. You have Drake before the whole beef. You have J Rock. You have like these people, and it's just like this this new concept that he put out doesn't feel like a Kendrick album. This just feels like, all right, we're celebrating the West Coast. Here's this body of music. But when you think about one, the snippet from the video, two, the Hard Part 6 being released, which that comes before the album, not during the album, and also, I forget who it was, but it was someone close to Kendrick, and he was talking about a conceptual album that was in the works. So I just feel like there's gotta be something more. All right, editing Jake here. I ended up figuring out who I was talking about. It was Daylight, who is an affiliate of Kendrick Lamar. He pretty much said that he was not done releasing music, and he had said earlier in the year that that Kendrick Lamar was gonna be putting out two different albums. So, like, it's all here. I have it like here. Like, there is the proof of his one of his own associates saying that he will be releasing two different albums. So yeah, but back to the video. Like I'm happy that we got this body of music from Kendrick, but just listening to it, it's like there's got to be more. It doesn't feel like a Kendrick album. Like it, it it's still great and everything that it does. Like I've already talked about this today. I love this album, but it's like it feels like we're missing something here. Like the full picture isn't clear yet. So I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you see a new Kendrick album. I wouldn't say by the end of this year, but maybe January or February. Honestly, it could come out December, but I'm just saying, with everything that has happened before, and like this was out of nowhere. Like all of his albums, there has been like a rollout or like fair warning before he drops. This he just like boom, it's out. Like it. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like a true Kendrick drop. So I think personally that we're gonna get another body of work in only a couple of months, like 2 or 3 months. Like he might not have it out before the Super Bowl. He might. I don't know, but I think he puts this new body of music out. It's gonna be a conceptual project like he has done in the past, like with every single album. And there's going to be a world tour. I don't think he does a world tour with this body of work that he put out today. I think he's leading up to the main body of work. So I might be wrong, but it you know what? At least I'm like putting an idea out there, you know? Because I would love for this to happen. I would love for there to be another Kendrick conceptual album. The, I love those types of albums by him. Like, I'm just hoping, you know? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video tonight because I couldn't get that out of my head. I was sitting thinking about it all day, and it's like I gotta put that out there. So yeah. Uh, so yeah, tomorrow the Denzel Curry video will be coming out. Uh, yeah, and then Sunday the Kendrick album reaction, and this will come out Monday. So yeah. And then I got like a whole list of videos that I want to make, and like, oh, another thing that I didn't talk about earlier, the warm up came out by J. Cole today. Got put onto like streaming services. It's been out, but first time it's been on streaming services. Which I want to do a video with uh, both the come up and the warm up. Uh, oh, I still gotta do the Man Down album review. Oh, Boldy James album. I still gotta listen to that, and s still haven't done the Slimier 2 album review. I I gotta get onto that, man. Ugh. But yeah, honestly, that's all I can think of for right now. I mean, obviously on Friday we get The Party Never Ends by Juice World. Cannot wait. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say right now. Until next time, peace.